Recent estimates suggest there are around 1 million homes using pellet stoves as their primary home heating source, with another approximately 88,000 new pellet stoves sold each year. American manufacturers such as Harman Stoves, Quadrifire, U.S. Stove Company, England's Stove Works, and Breckwell are producing high-quality, durable, and environmentally friendly units for the renewable energy market. On this episode of American Outdoors, we'll lay out the facts on pellet stoves. Pellet stoves first appeared during the 1930s, but the current form gained widespread popularity during the 1970s, at the height of the oil crisis. They have a well-earned reputation for being a highly efficient, clean-burning, and convenient option for heating your home with wood. Pellet stoves typically have a combustion efficiency of between 60 and 80%, meaning they burn fuel more completely, leaving less ash and particulate matter. This is due to controlled airflow and precise fuel feeding. So, just how does a pellet stove work? To explain it in simple terms, a pellet stove works by burning compressed wood or biomass pellets to generate heat. The wood pellets are loaded into a hopper or container that holds the pellets. A rotating screw known as an electric auger turns slowly and feeds the pellets into a burn pot at a controlled rate. The stove uses an electric igniter to start the fire automatically. A blower fan pushes air into the burn chamber, creating the necessary draft and maintaining a clean, hot burn. From there, another fan pushes warm air generated by the fire into your room. The ash from burned pellets drops into a removable ash pan for easy cleaning. Exhaust gases are vented out of the home through a small pipe that can be run through an exterior wall. Pellet stoves are rated by their heat output in BTUs, which determines how much space they can heat. Small stoves rated up to 30,000 BTUs are suitable for areas of 1,000 to 1,500 square feet. Medium stoves rated from 30,000 to 50,000 BTUs are suitable for areas between 1,500 and 2,500 square feet, and large stoves of 50,000 BTUs or more are suitable for over 2,500 square feet. It's also worth mentioning that if you intend to use a pellet stove as your primary heating source, don't undersize. It is better to spend the money for a large stove and not need the heat than to try and overwork a smaller one to keep up during cold temps and emergencies. Pellets have a low moisture content of between 5 and 10%. This enables them to burn consistently, and with larger stoves, they may only need to be filled once a day. It is important to keep the pellets stored in a dry area to prevent moisture absorption, which can lead to clogs and poor burning. Wood pellets are generally more expensive than cordwood on a per BTU basis, though in some cases their efficiency and convenience can make up for the cost difference. A ton of wood pellets, which currently costs around $350, provides about 75% of the heat energy of a cord of wood, which averages $300. Pellet stoves burn cleaner and hotter than wood stoves, often with more precise temperature control, while cordwood requires more attention for consistent heating. So, what about the maintenance? The key maintenance issues are removing ash, cleaning the burn pot and the blower fans, and ensuring the door and hopper gaskets have a good seal. The end of the burning season is usually a good time to do a deep cleaning of the heat exchanger and exhaust pathways and remove any creosote buildup. For the most part, pellet stoves are user-friendly and simple to maintain. Most drawbacks would be related to a pellet stove's inability to function without electricity to operate the auger and thermostat, and a circuit board failure may require professional service. So, how can a pellet stove achieve up to 80% efficiency? Well, it optimizes combustion and minimizes energy loss using advanced design features that allow for more specific controls over airflow and automated fuel delivery. Pellet stoves are also equipped with heat exchangers that transfer heat from the combustion chamber to the surrounding air. This design maximizes heat output while keeping exhaust temperatures lower, reducing energy loss through the venting system. Pellet stoves incorporate internal fans that both circulate heated air throughout the home and provide the necessary airflow for combustion, ensuring efficient energy use. Also, by burning compressed biomass pellets, which are low in moisture and contaminants, these stoves produce less ash and creosote. This reduces heat loss and increases efficiency compared to traditional wood stoves. If you are looking to use wood as either a primary or secondary source of heat, and efficiency, convenience, and clean operation are your priorities, a pellet stove can be beneficial. In terms of utility costs, they are in most cases cheaper than using conventional electric heating appliances or heating oil, and depending on local pricing, pellet costs can be less than propane. So let's discuss installation costs. While some pellet stoves can be more expensive than wood stoves, in many cases the installation costs are cheaper with a pellet stove. A wood stove requires an insulated chimney system that extends above the roof. With a pellet stove, often a simple, cost-effective direct vent system through an exterior wall can be installed. So that being said, labor costs can vary greatly depending on whether the stove is freestanding, near a wall, or used as an insert. A wall-mounted stove installation tends to be the least expensive, as it can be placed close to an electrical source, and minimal piping is needed for exhaust. Freestanding unit installations can be similar in cost because they are versatile and can be located in numerous areas inside your home. The fireplace insert models tend to be the most labor-intensive. That said, labor costs can range as low as $1,500 for a basic no-frills freestanding unit to as much as $7,000 for a high-end fireplace insert conversion. And while you are trying to calculate the return on your investment, it is good to know that the average lifespan of a pellet stove is around 20 years. Something else to consider is insurability. Insurance companies don't differentiate between a pellet stove and a solid wood-burning stove, and safety inspections for both are the same. Yet pellet stoves don't require a traditional style chimney and use a venting system for exhaust. As such, they are significantly less prone to cause house fires than wood-burning units. So depending on the provider, local codes, and individual circumstances, a pellet stove may have a minimal impact on home insurance premiums. So what are the negatives? Well, before we go there, let's summarize the positive aspects of using a wood pellet stove. First is ease of use. A pellet stove is the wood-burning definition of plug-and-play. Almost all of the processes in a pellet stove are done automatically from ignition to airflow to fuel delivery. Next is high heat output. Rather than using the body of the stove to radiate warm air out into the room, pellet stoves opt to convey the heat created using air convection. Modern EPA-certified pellet stoves are also well known for their high efficiency. Ratings of 70 to 80% efficiency are now the norm, and pellet stoves are the cleanest solid-fuel residential heating appliance. Many pellet stoves incorporate thermostatic control into their electronic systems. Some can even work with third-party external thermostats. This allows a user to precisely regulate the heat output according to their preference. Finally, wood pellets are a renewable resource that is easy to handle and store and produces a low amount of ash. So what sort of drawbacks are there to owning a pellet stove? Well, they are grid-dependent, and without electricity, they cannot function. This is something to consider if they will be used as a primary heat source. There are many moving parts, as well as electrical components that all need to be working in order for the stove to generate heat. Switches, relays, motors, and circuit boards exposed to high temperatures can and do fail and may require a professional to complete repairs, which can be costly. As a manufactured product, wood pellet availability and cost can vary by region. Unlike a conventional wood-burning stove, pellet stove owners are dependent on the retail market to source their fuel. The more rural your area is, the fewer sellers there may be. It is also worth mentioning that pellets are commonly sold in 40-pound plastic bags, and it takes 50 bags to equal 1 ton of fuel. They require covered or indoor storage, and it can be strenuous to load, unload, and carry heavy bags back and forth. Even if the empty bags are recyclable, that is still waste material that can build up in a short amount of time. In just a few seconds, you can check out the next video in our series on heating your home. Remember, you can also find us on Facebook, X, and Pinterest, and we always appreciate your supporting our channel by tapping the like and subscribe buttons. Please be sure to drop your comments and questions below. From all of us here at American Outdoors, thanks for watching.